So it's lovely to be here. Okay, so you won't be able to see me when I stand, but I'm going to be rolling up and down anyway, so it'll be good. So when you're ready, you're going to stand at the top of your mat, so you have a little bit of a laneway in front of you. And then nice and calm, gentle bend in the knees. You're going to nod your nose, nod your chin. My articulation's not super great today, but you can articulate as best as you can down into a forward fold. We're going to take a breath at the bottom. Nice breath in. Exhaling it out. Pressing through your feet, finding those glutes, hamstrings, and rolling yourself all the way back up. Maybe at the top, there's a shoulder shrug for you there. Maybe a reach of the arms overhead. And then when you're ready, again, nodding your nose, nodding your chin, melting and rolling yourself down as much as feels good. Taking a second to find that breath at the bottom. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Taking that inhale as we exhale, pressing the floor away. Ripple, rolling the spine up. Maybe a little, again, roll of the shoulders at the top. Maybe you'd like to reach those arms. One more time, bending down through the knees as we melt our torso, giving it a really lovely articulation here. And then at the bottom, maybe you want to kind of pedal those legs out. I taught it was supposed to be very gentle, which I thought it was, yoga yesterday, and my legs today are like, holy moly, what did I teach? Why am I so sore? We're going to bend into the left knee, straighten through the right. So if you'd like to, you can always place your left hand on your left thigh. We're going to sweep the right arm out and around to the right. So we're going for a twist. You can be down on the floor. You'll probably feel a little more hamstring there. And then as you breathe out, you're going to thread your right arm under and through. So if your left hand's on the floor, it'll look a little more like this. If your hand's on your thigh, it'll just be more of a reach. Inhaling to twist, rotate it up. And then exhaling down and around. 2 more inhaling, just to get a little bit of mobility happening here. Exhaling to thread it through, letting that thoracic spine have a little bit of a ring out. 1 more time. And then gently dissolving the shape down in space, bending through both of your legs. We're just going to lengthen up halfway. So like sort of how you would in yoga, sticking your bum out behind you, straightening your legs, peeking yourself forward, a little bit of extension through the upper body there. And then bending through the knees, melting down again. This time we're going to straighten through the left, bend through the right. You can always bring your right hand to your right thigh. We're going to inhale to sweep that left arm up overhead. And then exhale to thread that left arm either kind of around yourself, or it can come underneath the right arm if that mobility is where you're at. Inhaling to sweep it up and exhaling to thread it through. 2 more, please. Inhaling it up. Exhaling to reach. 1 more time. Inhaling it up. Exhaling to reach. Again, we're going to dissolve the shape, oh my gosh, down to the floor. Give those legs a little wriggle, and then gently rolling yourself all the way up. Shoulder shrug at the top or arm sweep at the top, whatever feels good for you. I'm just going to lift this like a tiny smidgen because I don't think you need that much of my floor. Okay, we're going to step forward with the left foot. Right leg is going to be back behind us. So we're in a fairly large-ish lunge shape. We're going to get moving with those legs. It's going to feel exciting. And I'm already out of breath, yeah? So can we just sort of out of the gate, make sure that your hips are as level as possible. And we're going to make this kind of bouncy. So we're going to lower down through the back right knee, straight down in space. And then we're going to tip the shape forward over that left leg. Once you're in that tippy left leg shape, your back leg is nice and tight. You're going to push yourself back up to standing. From standing, we lower both knees like the right knee wants to tap to the floor. Squeeze our glutes, bring it up. Bend just into the left knee for that little tip forward. Strong straight back leg. Push off of that front leg upright. So the tempo is going to be down and then up. Tilt it forward. Push back. Tilting down and lift. Push it forward and up. Down and lift, forward and upright. So every time you tip forward, the standing bum cheek is going to be the one that we focus on. Maybe so much that when you tip, the back leg lifts as you bend down, down and up, tip it forward. Maybe it lifts, take it back. So just starting to warm up through those glutes, Get the breath, get the energy going a little bit. Yeah, especially if you've been working super hard. I know you are all super, super busy. Lift and down, bending low. Bring it up. Tip it forward and center. Down. Hands can be at your hips. They can be at your chest. If you want to reach them up, you can. That's sort of like next level of spiciness. Forward and down. Let's go. 3 and center. Forward and back. Let's go for 2. And lift. Tip it forward. Bring it back. One more time. And lift. Tip it forward. We're going to hold that tip forward. So really focus on that standing left leg. From your tip, hands can come to hips, maybe to thigh, maybe you've got a wall. That back right leg is going to lift up and then pop it down. Back right leg lifts up and then pop it down. Back right leg lifts and lower. Now, the bendier you are on that left leg, the more exciting this is going to be. The more you tip your torso forward over that left leg, the more exciting that's going to be. For 4 and lower. For 3 and down. For 2. Last 1 and then bring it up. Give yourself a little shakety shake. Stay forward with the left leg. We're going to shorten our stance a little bit. So the right leg is going to come a little bit closer. Hands are going to come to our hip bones. We're going to super, super squeeze those legs in. Super fire up your back right bum cheek. Instead of just lowering straight down, we're going to add that hinge, that bit of a matrix. So we slowly bend through the knees. We slowly tilt the torso back. Think about scooping that pubic bone forward. Now we fire up that back leg to press up to standing. Just this, just the backwards. Because I really want to make sure we're super, super scooping, putting lots of energy into that back quad, firing that back bum cheek, upright. Slowly down 3, slowly down 2, slowly down 1, glute squeeze, lift. So your front leg now is sort of just there as like a kickstand because we have to put it somewhere. But the bulk of our work is through this back leg. Let's do one more time with just this as the focus. So we're going to add a little combo. Let's go back 3, for 2, for 1. Now we drop straight down. 3, 2, 1. Upright. Tuck and lean back. 3. Baby matrix. 2. Squeeze the glute. Come up. Lower down. 3, 2, 1. Up tall. Take it back 3. So really scoop with that pelvis, zipping up that front back leg. Up tall. Down 3, 2, 1. Up tall. Scoop and lean 3. Scoop and lean 2. Scoop and lean 1. Up tall. Down for 3. This time I'm hoping you're feeling the work on the quad. Back for 3. We're firing that glute hamstring. 1 and up. Down for 3, 2. We've got 3 more here. And tall. Using that back bum cheek, feel the back quad and up. Down for 3. Can you tell I went to dance school? And tall. 2 more. Everything's like a little musical, yeah? And up. Down for 3. Now maybe your range is bigger than mine, and that's totally cool. Back 3. Scoop and lean 2. Scoop and lean 1. And up. Down for 3. Down for 2. Down for 1. Bring it up. Shake it off. Whew. Give your legs a little... woo, maybe a little rub. Let's right away go to that other side. I'm going to turn, but you're like super good where you are. So this time your right foot is going to come forward. Oh, my yellow mat's a little bit wonky. Right foot forward, left foot back, yeah? This is the one where we sort of do a little teeter-totter. So we're dropping down in space and then up. Bring it forward, push back. Back knee drops and lift. Forward to tip and push. So right leg is in the front. Left leg is in the back. We lower down. We push it up. Now it's that front leg that brings us back up. Down and lift. Tip it forward and back to straight. 2 legs down. 2 legs up. Over the front leg. Back to center. 2 legs down. 2 legs up. Over the front leg. Back to center. And if this is working really well, you can lift that back leg as you tip down and up. Forward tip, lift, and center. down, up and squeeze, tip forward and back, down and up. Little shift, center. And so again, we're sort of playing with pelvic positioning, except instead of tilting back like we do the second round, we're going forward, which puts the emphasis on that standing leg. Now, this is the leg I have to be a little careful with because of my back. That's just what I'm going through. But please feel free to bend as deep as works for you as you tip so that you can really push off. Down. Hands can be at your hips. Whew. They could be at your heart. They could be up overhead. If that works for you, I'm going to keep mine close. Blessed for all this wall support for 2. And lift. Forward and center. Down. Hand up. Tip it forward and hold. Woo! Got a wall here, gratefully. As bent as you can be over that right leg. Maybe hands are at your hips. Squaring off as much as you can. Back leg lowers down. Back leg lifts up. Back leg lowers down. Back leg lifts. My bum is already on fire. I'm hoping this is something we're all experiencing. And it's not just me. Lift. Tap. Whew. So even though that back leg is the one that's moving, that standing stabilizing leg is feeling a lot. For 3. For 2. Last 1. Bring it in, shake it off. Nice job. Whew. Side bum. Balancing as well. Not easy to balance. Same leg forward. Right leg forward, left leg back. Maybe a little bit shorter in your stance for this one. This is where we add that backwards. So really think about scooping that pubic bone forward. We're going to lean our torso back as our legs bend down. And I didn't say this the first time, but try not to let your heel pop up. Let your heel reach backwards. Squeeze the glute, bring yourself upright. We're going 3. We're going 2. We're going 1 and up. You could always cross your hands over your chest if you would like. And up. That front leg is really just there because it has to go somewhere. The work that we're feeling is focused on that back left leg. Down for 3, for 2, for 1, and up. One more time. For 3, for 2, for 1. So we add the combo straight down. 3, 2, 1, and up. Take it back. 3, 2, 1. Squeeze the glute up. Down for 3, 2. Squaring off those hips. Take it back and scoop. Lean the torso. Pubic bone forward. Down for 3, 2, 1, and up. Scoop it back. For 2, for 1, and up. Down for 3. Legs, 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 legs. Yes, up. Also super good for a stretch through that inner thigh and inner hip. Down. 2, 1, and up. Scoop and lean it back. 3, 2, 1. One more time. 3, 2, 1, and up into your matrix. For 2, for 1. Bring it up. Give that leg a nice shake it out. Good. Legs a little shake. Grab some water if you want it. We're going to go back to that first side. So left leg is going to come forward. Right leg is going to come back. If you have hand weights at home and you want to use them here, you totally can. If you don't, like I won't be using hand weights, so that's like know that there's options, yeah? So your left foot is going to come forward. Your right leg is going to come back. We're going to square off those hips as best as we can. We're going to bring that left elbow here. Maybe I'll stand this way. That left elbow into your waist because we're going to open up on a bit of an angle, yeah? So leaning it forward, so we still get some work through those legs there. Elbows hugged into your waist, and we're gonna lift that arm up. And then close it in. It's opening like this, and then closing it in. That's it. Right hand can be on your hip. Right hand can always come to your thigh. If you need for a bit of balance, it can reach overhead if you would like. It can hold on to a wall. If you're not loving the one leg situation, you could always step into 2 legs, which we're gonna do together anyway. So just getting that left shoulder warmed up. So every time your left arm lifts, you're gonna pull your right leg in to tap and then step it back as your arm closes. Arm lifts, leg taps in. Arm closes, leg goes back. Arm lifts, leg taps. Step and close. In and up. Step and close. In and up. Step and close. Good. So your body weight is on that left leg the whole time. Oh, I'm laughing because I'm like, oh, Pilates is hard. Moving our bodies is hard. Let's go for 4, for 3, for 2. Hold the arm up, step the right leg back. I'm gonna get low so you can see me, but you can stay up. That left arm is gonna reach forward overhead, and then we're gonna pull it in and back. Left arm reaches overhead, pull it in and back. And you can be up in this lunge. To be fair, you could also be down here if you wanted to. We are going to add legs as an option. Forward and in. So as that left arm squeezes onto your back, you can lower lunge. Up, forward, and reach. In and lower lunge. Up, forward, and reach. Whew, down. These are all just options. You certainly don't have to do them. That left shoulder blade sliding on your back, we really want to let it move. As that arm comes forward, show off your armpit to the floor, yeah? As your arm squeezes in, the palm is facing down, and we're hugging that shoulder blade on our back. Your torso changes. It reaches forward, it pulls in. It reaches forward, it pulls in. Let's go for 4. For 3, you got it. Keep going. For 2. Last one. Hold your legs. Bring your arm into that squeezy place. You're going to open that arm out to the side and then in. Out to the side and in. And you can hold your lunge here, yeah? Open out and in. Open out and in. I'm going to come down because that's what my body needs me to do, but you can be wherever you need. And I'm hoping you're starting to feel lots of nuances through that left shoulder. Open it out, pull it in. Open it out, pull it in. We're going for 3. We're going for 2. Hold that left arm out. Now really reach it. You're going to rotate that palm up to the ceiling. Rotate it back to the floor. Rotate up to the ceiling. Rotate down to the floor. And you could be up in this lunge that whole entire time. There's no way I'm going to be able to speak through this whole thing if I do that. Whew. Plus, feeling the burn. Rotate the left arm up. Rotate palm down. Let's go for 8. Rotate and lower. Let's go for 7. Bring it down. For 6. Taking our sweet, sweet time as we rotate. For 4, and it's not circles, yeah? It's like you're turning a doorknob. 3, so it's that whole humeral rotation. For 2, which is your humerus in your glenohumeral, which means your shoulder. 1, hold that palm up, little circles. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it all in. Give yourself a shake. Give that arm a little massage. So much work there through your delts, through your upward downward rotators, through your lats. Whew. Let's just like keep going. I'm kind of loving this energetic gravy train. So we're starting with that right arm hugged right into the waist. It's at 90 degrees. I'm going to stay bent for the beginning, and then I'll come up and meet you, yeah? So all we're doing to start is lifting that arm up and then down, opening it up and down. And you can create as much tension through your arm here as makes sense for you and your body, yeah? We want to feel a nice squeeze through that arm. Now maybe you're in a nice, lovely, long lunge here, yeah? And maybe there's a potential to add the leg. So as your right arm lifts, you're going to pull your left leg into tap. As your right arm lowers, you're going to step it back. So we lift and tap, step and close, lift and tap, step and close. And what this kind of forces us to do is to stay really nice and heavy on that right leg, which means that right glute gets a little bit of extra business, yeah? So even when you step that left leg back, can you keep your body weight forward? Notice that I'm not sort of like lunging in and out. That's a lot of work actually. So if you want to do that, you can go for it. But I'm staying pretty centered on that right leg. If I get even lower, lift and open and close. Let's go for 8. Let's go for 7. Keep going, you got it. For 6. This is the side of my body I have to be a little careful on. 4. For 3. For 2. Last one, you're gonna hold your arm. I'm gonna get low so you can see me. That right arm is gonna reach forward overhead. You're gonna squeeze your shoulder blade on your back. It's gonna reach forward overhead. You're gonna squeeze it on your back. I have to keep this very low for my body right now, but yours, if your shoulders and back muscles are all feeling good, you're gonna reach that arm forward and squeeze it in. And then if you would like to add a leg to this, as you reach the arm forward, what did I say? Forward and bend, and then squeeze. Forward and bend, squeeze. So you're hugging that shoulder in or that arm in on the way up. You could also totally hang out down here and just really focus on that arm if you would like to. And in. We're, as always, going to make sure we are breathing nice and strong, yeah? Where did I go? There we go. And in. Squeeze and reach, bring it up. For 8, still feeling really nice and strong on that standing leg. For 4, for 3, you got it, keep going. For 2, last one. Nice job. You can hold your lunge or bring it down. You're gonna open that arm out beside you into the shape of a T. From your whole shoulder arm, from your arm and your shoulder, you're gonna rotate that palm to face up and then rotate it down. So calming it down a little bit now. You can 100% still be in your lunge. I'm just gonna bring my arm down, still doing it with you. I've just lowered my arm, rotate it up, bring it down. So if you're still in your lunge, little bits of housekeeping, we want to make sure that that standing knee is right over the middle of the foot as best as you can, yeah? Balance, 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 for sure. Rotate and down. Let's go for 4. Shoulder height if you can with that arm. For 3, rotate. For 2, pause with that palm facing up. Little circles with that arm up, please. For 8. For 7, slow and steady here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, other way. For 8, 7, 6, holy moly. 5, shoulders on your back. 4, ribcage in. For 3, for 2, last one. Bring it in, nice job. Give your arms a little shakety shake. Grab some water if you'd like to. We're gonna come onto our backs. I'm just gonna grab a little blanket. So as always, I like to keep them close by for knees or heads. I'm gonna use mine for behind my head, and I'm gonna just pull the camera down a little bit. So you have a little bit more of the mat. There you go. Maybe pull myself in a little bit too. There, now we're nice and cozy. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so we're coming on to our backs, please, team. Whew. We're gonna give our legs a little bit of a break and start to really connect into our abdomen. And so taking a moment to just sort of settle into whatever neutral home base feels best for you today. So hip bones and pubic bone are as level and flat as possible. And that might be not totally perfect. Again, so whatever feels possible in your torso right now. Let's take a nice big breath in wherever you are and exhale it out. Let's do that again. Inhaling through the nose into the backs and sides of the ribs and exhaling it out. Starting to really prepare our abdomen for lifting our legs. We're inhaling through the nose, backs and sides of the ribs. As you breathe out, can you lift one leg up to a tabletop? Inhale to place that foot down, and then exhale, other leg lifts. So just starting with this nice, calm little march. And so I've set my fingers up so that my fingertips are on my hip bones, and then my thumbs are connected to my rib cage. And so I'm just sort of checking in as I'm lifting and lowering to notice if my ribs are drawing a little bit closer to my hips, like in a bit of a side bend. If my pelvis is tilting side to side or front to back, keeping it really nice and level. Inhale to lower down, exhale to lift. Now, if this is going really, really well and you'd like to add on, you're going to interlace your fingers behind your head. And as you exhale, you're going to curl up. Inhale, take it down and back. And then exhale to curl. Now, I can't do a ton of ab curling myself today, so I'm going to keep going with the marching, but I am going to talk to you about housekeeping in flexion, which is your ab curl. So we want to make sure if you are ab curling that your pelvis isn't rocking all over the place. Yeah, remember we set up this integrity at the very beginning, so we want to make sure that's still happening. Really focusing on that deep inner layer of our core. Inhale to lower down. Exhaling to lift. Inhale to lower down. Exhale to lift. One more time, each side. Right leg lifts. Lower it down, left leg lifts. Lower your torso, lower your feet. Now, if being in an imprint is going to work for you today, you're going to inhale from your neutral. As we exhale, we're going to scoop into that low belly, hollowing it out. Let's do one more just to practice. Inhale to release it back to whatever neutral feels right for you. And then as we exhale, scooping through that low belly, connecting our low backs to the floor. So we're doing our best to be nice and hollow here. Keeping that hollow going, let's start that toe march again, breathing in. As we breathe out, right leg is going to lift. Inhale to lower it down, and then left leg lifts. So we just want to make sure, again, that as we're lifting and lowering our legs, that we're not wobbling all over the place with our pelvis. When you're ready, you're welcome to add the hands behind the head, curling up. And it should feel a tiny bit different this time if you're working from your imprint, because it's a different pelvic placement, yeah? And our goal is now added on. I shouldn't say different, because we do still have the goal of keeping the pelvis stable, but there's the added goal of scooping that low belly towards the back of the mat. Remember, you can be ab curling here if you'd like to. I'm just keeping my head down for today. The next time you lift your right leg up, you're going to hold it there. Take a breath in as you breathe out. Whew, super duper scoop through your belly. Maybe your left leg lifts. Now, if this tabletop doesn't feel great, you can always drop your shins. You can always pop your toes on the ground. If you had your head lifted up, can you please lower your head down to the floor? We're all going to flex out through our feet, so toes to the ceiling, heels away, and then open our legs just a little bit. Just a little bit wide. And if you place your hands on the insides of your thighs, it's like your thighs are trying to open your legs and your legs are resisting, yeah? So there's inner thigh connectivity there. We're going to take our hands to our thighs here, inhaling through the nose. And then as you exhale, you're going to scoop that belly more. You're going to press your thighs and hands in towards each other. And you're going to hold that tension and keep breathing for 10. Keep breathing, keep scooping, keep tensing. 9. Find as much effort in your body as you can. 8. Keep breathing as you're working here. 7. Can you scoop a little bit more for 6? Are you using your breath as you move here? 5. Relaxing face, collarbones, heads for 4. Focusing on that lower belly. 3. You got it here, team, for 2. Last one. Release the tension a little bit. We're going again. Breathe in. As you breathe out, you're super duper imprinted. Your thighs and your hands are scooping in towards each other. We're finding our pressure and connectivity. Taking those inhales and exhales to build up through that belly. You're on 8. Inhaling through the nose, backs and sides of the ribs. As you breathe out, can you keep scooping? Now, the more you press into your hands and the more you have to resist, the more we're scooping that belly. Yeah, watch and make sure it's not popping up. We don't want the belly button to lift. We also don't want the rib cage to lift, yeah? They're all drawing down and in towards each other for 2. Last one, take a little bit of a break. When you're ready, breathing in. As you breathe out, we scoop. hands to thighs. Now remember, there's that inner thigh awareness as well, yeah? So it's not just the drawing in, but there's this sort of like magnetic energy of the thighs want to come in, but they can't, and they're trying to close, but they can't, as your thighs and your hands are scooping towards each other. For 5, inhaling to be here, exhaling, relaxing head, neck, shoulders, focusing on that lower belly support. For 3, keeping that pressure, that tension building here. For 2, last 1, gently release the tension. If you want to place your feet on the floor, give your knees a little windshield wiper here, you totally can. Okay, we're gonna add on to that. So feet planted. Again, you can absolutely do this from your neutral pelvic base if you would like to. If it's a possibility to imprint though, we're totally going to. So inhaling to be here. As we exhale, scoop through that belly. Rib cage is drawing down. We're thinking wide. And then one at a time, those legs are going to lift up. We're going to flex through the feet. We're going to place hands to thighs. So we're going to add a few things together here. We're going to keep our hands where they are, just a very light amount of pressure. We're going to take a breath in. You're going to leave your hands, and as you breathe out, you're going to scoop your belly and start to take both of your legs away from you at the same time. But notice they're not going that far. Take a breath in, and then exhale, bring them back to tap your hands. So your hands can't move, yeah? They're like right at their home base dock. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, scoop through that belly, and those heels are radiating down and away. The whole right ankle is moving. Take a pause and then bring the legs back in so that they can click right back in with the hands. Yes? Let's do 3 more like that. Inhaling. As you exhale, scoop through that belly. Now everything is moving because the belly says so, yeah? So the more the legs reach away, the more you have to scoop, and then exhale to draw them in. Now my movement here is not super big because that's my ab support for today. Take your breath in. As you breathe out, scoop. Take the legs away. Hold them there, breathe in, and then it's the belly. It's like there's a little fishing wire there that's like ding, 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 pulling the legs back in. One more time, breathe in. As you breathe out, scoop through that belly. Let those legs come away. Inhaling to be here, and then exhaling to pull those legs in. Now, right out of the gate, can you scoop your belly more, and can you now press? So we're going to build that tension. Press the thighs and hands towards each other like we did the first round. We're going to hold this tension here for 3. Scoop and breathe for 2. Scoop and breathe, last 1. Leave your hands where they are. Start to scoop the belly. Take those legs down and away. Inhale. From that low belly, pubic bone to belly button, pull those legs in, and then they continue. Build that pressure. It's like your thighs and your hands are resisting each other. You can always drop your shins if that's going to help you, yeah? For 2, for 1, start to take the legs away. Find your maximum where you can keep an honest connection to those abs, and then exhale, scoop and pull the legs back in. They find the hands, and then they continue building that tension. Pressing the hands and thighs towards each other. Maybe you drop the shins. For 2, for 1, start to drift the shape away. Keep scooping through that belly. Take an inhale, and then exhale, pull the thighs back in. I've just dropped my shins because that's what my ab support needs today, but yours can definitely be lifted, yes? One more time, taking them away. Know that you will for certain feel hip flexors here because we are working in hip flexion. Take your breath in. As you breathe out, pull the legs back in. Press hands and thighs towards each other for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bring them in. Give yourself a little squeeze. Little rock side to side. Take a nice big breath in here, please. And exhale it out. All right, if you have something behind your head like I do, we're just going to scoot that out of the way. Feeling your feet pressing into the floor, hands can come down beside you, or if you would like to, I was playing with like cactus arms, so if that feels like a nice thing for your chest, feel free. I'm going to keep mine down though, but you can bend them like this if you'd like to. Taking your breath in. As you breathe out, scoop and roll through that low belly. Start to lift your hips up. So now we find our shoulder bridge. At the top, taking a breath in. And then as you breathe out, scoop, tuck, roll, massage your spine all the way back down to the floor. Releasing into your neutral, so the hip bones, pubic bone are level. And then as we exhale, scoop the belly, press the feet into the floor, lift the hips up, lengthening it out. Nice opening through the front of the hips. Breathe in, massaging the spine all the way down. Let's do 2 more like this, please. Breathing in. As we breathe it out, scoop through the belly, press through the feet, lifting up through the hips, reaching the knees forward in space. Inhaling here, making sure the rib cage hasn't expanded. We want to keep it drawn in, massaging our spine to the floor. One more time. Breathe it out, scoop and round, lift those hips up, and then hold it there. So just like we did when we were working our abs and we were imagining that there was like the magnets of the inner thighs, can we do that here too? So they can't open away, they're not touching, but they're trying to energize towards each other. Can we lift your right heel to hover, please? The right toes will stay on the floor though, and then lower the right heel down. And then left heel is gonna lift and then lower. We're gonna go right and down, and left and down, and right and down. We're hugging those heels to the glutes the entire time that they're moving. I'm dropping my bum down because my back is not thrilled with being lifted like that. But again, if your back feels comfortable, feel free to stay up. Lift and lower, lift and lower. You got it. Now, if your back's not feeling fabulous either, you can lower your bum like what I'm doing. So it's not touching the floor, it's hovered. I'm still feeling those hamstrings through the back of the legs. Left heel and down, right heel and down. Let's go for 5. 5. Let's go for 4. 4. For 3. And 3. The belly is on the whole time. Your hips could be up. Make sure that they're not dropping side to side. Last one, pause. You're going to keep pressing into that left foot. Now remember, your hips could be up. I'm going to keep my hips hovered. Left leg gets nice and heavy. Let's roll up to that right foot. Maybe your right foot floats its lovely way up into a tabletop. Maybe the leg wants to lengthen. Maybe the toes want to stay down because that's where you can keep your hips level. Wherever you are, can you lift your heel to hover and then put it down? Lift your heel to hover. Your goal here is to keep your hips nice and level. Remember, your hips could be up much higher than mine. If you have a sore back today, you're going to keep those hips low. Let's go for 3. Left heel hovers for 2. Left heel hovers for 1. We're going to pulse our hips up for 8, 7, 6. My left leg is shaking. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the right foot down. Lower your torso down. From the bottom, breathe in. As you breathe out, scoop, tuck, and roll through your pelvis. Start to lift your hips up. Now, maybe you're up super duper high. Maybe you're in more of a hover. Yeah, they're both completely perfect places to be. It's kind of nice, actually. Usually I demo the more spicy business. It's nice to be demoing the like very practical stuff. Yeah? So just as hard though. So right heel gets nice and heavy. Let's roll up to the toes of the left foot, see what's happening there. And then maybe that left foot wants to lift up to a tabletop. Maybe it wants to lengthen out. For me on this side, my left toes want to stay down so I can keep my pelvis level. So again, be where you need to be, yeah? Oh, and remember your arms could totally be different, right? Whew, holding the pelvis stable, that right heel is going to lift to hover. That right heel lowers down. That right heel lifts to hover. Right heel lowers down. You got it. Right heel lifts and lowers. Right heel lifts and lowers. Keep squeezing the heel and the glute towards each other. Down. Right heel lifts and lowers and lifts and lowers. For 4. Left leg could be table. 3. Left leg could be reaching nice and long. For 2. Last one, hold the right heel hovered. Maybe your left leg is at that table. Let's pulse our hips up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower through the left leg, lower the heels, roll yourself down. If you want to give yourself a little cuddle, you totally can. We're not super done with the abs yet. I just wanted to give them a little intermission. So if you liked having, again, a blanket or anything behind your head and shoulders, I definitely find them helpful if I'm having a tense neck day. Okay, so pelvic placement is up to you. Neutral, hip bones, pubic bone level, or imprinted, so your low back is scooped to the floor. Taking your breath in as you breathe out. committing to where you need to be, yeah? When you're ready, keeping that scoop, making sure we're not pushing up through the center of our bellies, yeah? It's really a hollowing, and the glutes get to stay nice and calm for right now. When you're ready, your right leg is gonna scoop, lift up to a table. Left leg scoops and lifts up to a table. We're gonna keep the heels together on this one. We're gonna turn the thighs out. So you're gonna keep squeezing those heels. You're gonna keep scooping through your belly, let your legs come into parallel. And then exhale, let your legs open. And if you'd like to add a little bit of extra tension, hands can come to the outsides of the thighs, and you're gonna keep resisting them, yeah? Or if you're fine with your sort of mental body connection here, you can. Every time you exhale, we're thinking about scooping in our imprint or remaining in your neutral pelvis, yeah? If you would like to add an ab curl to this, hands come behind the head. As you exhale, you curl up, you open those thighs. Inhale to bring it in and back. Exhale to curl and open. Now keep scooping through that low belly, please. And then if it's available to you today, to add an oblique twist here, you're gonna go up and over to one side. Inhale back and down, exhale up and over to the other. Good, and I'm hoping that we're all feeling how this is abs, yeah? I'm gonna keep my head down, but please keep practicing whichever layer of this makes the most sense for you today, yeah? Now your first priority, as we're going through the layers, is to keep scooping if you're imprinting and keep neutraling if you're neutraling, yeah? Second bit of business is to really dig those heels in and make the opening of these thighs really hard work. And if your ankle is pretty open, it's not gonna be that big of a deal, but if you close it up to about 90, it's gonna be a big deal. You could also drop the shins down if your hip flexors are having a hard time, yeah? If you are ab curling, you're committing to whatever low belly pelvic placement you're committing to. You're letting your head be heavy in your hands and you're transitioning your gaze so that you look through the thighs, right? And or if you're oblique twisting, you're reaching towards the outside or like sort of kind of, I guess, middle of the knee as you curl here. We're going for 3. Woo! We're going for 2. Last one. If you're in your oblique twist, can everybody oblique twist over to the left? We're going to start to pulse the upper body up here and up. And as you pulse that upper body, thighs are going wide. Thighs are going wide. So everything pulses and pulses. You've got it. For 5, for 4. Keep going. For 3, for 2, for 1. Inhale to come in through center. Exhale, oblique twist over to the right. Housekeeping, hips are level, belly is scooping, heels are squeezing, thighs are opening. Start your upper body pulse over to the right and pulse and pulse. And as you do that, the thighs open wider and wider. I'm hoping you're feeling some inner thigh here too. Let's go for 10. That's not true. That was a number I made up. For 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, find center. If you would like to, you can reach those legs long. We're gonna pulse the upper body up if you're pulsing. For 10, for 9, for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4. You could add an arm reach if you'd like. For 2, last one, bring it in. Give yourself a little rock and roll across your low back. Whew, super duper good work. We're gonna roll over onto one side, bring ourselves all the way up, collect some water if you would like it. Ooh, and then we're gonna come onto hands and knees. My legs are like, I'm totally shaking. Okay, hands and knees, just a little bit of spinal mobility here. So as you inhale, you're gonna lengthen out through your tail, lengthen your chest through your hands. As you breathe out, you're gonna scoop and round. Now, I can't take a ton of flexion here, but if it's in your practice, you can, to really round through that torso. Inhaling to lengthen out chest through hand, tail reaches behind you. Exhaling to scoop, tuck, and roll and round. One more time. Inhale to lengthen it out. And exhale to round. Setting ourselves in as much of a lovely, long, neutral line as we possibly can. Tuck my shirt out of the way a little bit here for you. So we're going to feel like we're pushing the floor away. We're going to draw that rib cage in. The heels of the hands are trying to hug down towards knees and also pull that mat apart. Your right knee is going to be your standing knee. So maybe you want to scoot it a little closer to the center, which is fine. Your left leg is going to open on this angle out to the side, sort of like what our arm did. Inhale to pull it in. And then exhale to open it out. Now this, in not too terribly long, is going to move into a little bit of a leg combo. Exhale, open. So I will give you that heads up. There's going to be lots of layers to this as we go. If your wrists and shoulders are not happy being rested on, you're more than welcome to come onto forearms. That's an option for sure. You could also stand if you would like to. Let's do 3 more here. For 3, for 2, hold that leg up in space. Your left knee is going to squeeze forward towards your left elbow and then lengthen and reach back in space. Left knee squeezes towards left elbow, reach it out and back. Left knee squeezes in, reaches back. And every time that leg reaches back, can you really give that quad a really juicy squeeze? Pull the left knee in, reach it back. Check in with what's happening through your upper body, staying as straight and long as you can. Let's go for 3 here. Let's go for 2. Last one. Reach the left leg back, pull it back into the bent position, close the left knee down, but don't let it touch the floor. Open the left knee up into that opening of the book. Squeeze the left knee forward towards your left elbow. Reach the left leg back. Pull it back in. I guess this is a fire hydrant. And then pull the left leg down. Open the left knee up. Squeeze left knee to left elbow. Reach the left leg back. Bend it in. Close it up. If that feels fabulous, keep going. If you would like to spice it up, you're going to take your knees back behind you. So you're doing this from more of like a kneeling plank position. Open and down. We open up. We squeeze it forward. Lengthen back. Back to fire hydrant. Close. Open. Squeeze it forward. Lengthen it back. Back to center. Close. And if that's feeling fabulous and you want to spice it up from there, and I definitely can't do this one, but I will show you very quickly, you're going to keep your knees bent, but lift up into like a hovered plank position. So your right knee is still going to stay bent as you do the whole thing, yeah? Ugh, but I definitely can't do that. We're going open. Squeeze, reach, back to center, and close. Open, forward, back, center, close, lift, forward, back, middle, close. 2 more, lift. Whichever version you're doing, keep all your housekeeping. Lift, pull back, reach. Let's meet with that left leg out to the side. Super press that floor away. Pulse the left leg up to the ceiling. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down. Nice job. Give your hands a little shake. Really good work. If you would like to side plank, have like a moment in side plank, you totally can. If you would like to take a quick break, you totally can. I'd like to give you your options. If you're side planking, you're going to come onto your right forearm or your right hand if you would like to. We're going to lengthen it up. You can have one leg long if you would like. You can step your foot forward and reach out that way. I will let you know we're going to do some hip dips. And by we, I mean you, because I certainly can't do them. So finding your side plank here, bottom shoulder blade is on your back. Press the floor away, rib cage is in. Whatever version of a side plank feels good to you. And then if you want to, lower your hips down a little and then lift them back up. We have 5. Lower your hips down a little and then lift them back up. For 4, really focusing on pushing the floor away with that bottom arm, shoulder blade on your back. Lift the hips up and out. One more time. Down, lift up, squeeze, 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 and then bring it down. Nice job. If you would like to take a shell stretch here, you can. If you'd like to give your wrist a little shake out, you can. If you'd like to get super excited for what's coming, you can totally do that too. All right, second side. So coming up onto hands and knees, knowing again, you can always be on forearms if you would prefer. I'm gonna do this the same way, even though you know your options, where we kind of build as we go. So finding yourself in one long line, this time your left knee is gonna be the one that you're resting on. So you might wanna scoot it a little bit in, but maybe not. The right leg starts the work, but before we go there, press that floor away. This is still work through the upper body. Yes, it's stabilizing us. Feel the heels of the hands hugging down and trying to pull that mat apart. And then when you're ready, that right leg opens out to the right. Closing it in, and then it opens up. Close it in, open it up. Now I'm going to keep this very sort of petite with my movement here, really small. But know that your range is your range, yeah? Just because I'm demoing a little bit smaller on this side, you can still work in a way that feels good for you. As we lift that right leg up, there might be a tendency to sort of like side bend into it. Can we really commit to staying as long and straight as we can? This is still work for the obliques and the waist, yeah? Because we're not allowed to move. Well, I mean, you're an adult, you can do what you want, but like, let's pretend like we're not allowed to move here. Lifting it up and down. Let's go for 2. Last one, lift and hold. You're going to slide that right knee forward towards your right elbow and then slide it back, squeeze. Slide the right knee forward to the elbow, reach it back and squeeze. Drawing it in, reaching it back. Drawing it in. Ooh, and knowing again that you can always come to forearms if that's going to feel a little more reasonable for you. And every time that right leg reaches back, and that's a full extension of that leg, a full contraction of that quadricep. One more time, reach it back, pull that leg into that nice fire hydrant moment. We're gonna close the leg in. We're going to lift it up. We're gonna slide the knee to right elbow, reach the right leg back, pull it back to its fire hydrant, and then lower it down, but don't relax it. Lift it up, slide it forward. Reach it back, slide it in, close it up. Keep going, open it out. Reach it forward, slide it back, back to center, close. Keep going. If this is feeling super duper fabulous for you, please feel free to keep spicing it up here. If you'd like to explore more potential, you can take your knees back into more of a kneeling plank. You're going to do the same thing, but watch on that left side, yeah, that we don't start to sink down into it. We want to keep it really super active. Open, forward, back, book, close. Now, if that's feeling excellent and you want to explore from there, and I won't be able to do a lot of these, they're really hard, you're going to keep the knees bent. You're going to lift them to hover. So not in a full plank, just a knee hover. You lift, you slide, you reach, you in, you close. So the left knee stays in that planky knee hover the whole time as the right leg is moving. Whichever version you're doing, we have 5 full more sets. We lift, we squeeze, we reach, we center, we close. That's 1. Lift, squeeze, lengthen, bring it in, close it up. That's 2. Open, forward, back, center, close. That's 3. You're going to open, forward, back, in. That's 4. Lift, forward, back, bring it in, close. Let's meet with that leg lifted. We're going to pulse that right leg up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Nice job. If you'd like to take a victory rest, take a victory rest. If you'd like to take a victory plank, we're going to go for that victory plank. So left forearm will be your supporting arm on this side, or you can come onto your left hand. Truly, whatever's going to feel the best for you. Sometimes like a one-legged situation is nice. Truly, whatever's going to feel good for you. I'm going to stay down on my forearms and knees. When you're ready, pressing the forearm away, shoulder blade on your back, reach the right arm up, and then you lift up through your hips. Finding a moment to sort of really connect into your housekeeping. There's definitely glutes happening here too. Now, if you'd like to, lower your hips down just a little, connect into the waist and glutes to lift yourself up and out. Bring yourself down just a little, And then exhale up and out. 3 more. Down just a little. Exhale up to lift. 2 more. Keep radiating out through the crown of your head, squeezing through your glutes as you go. One more time. Down just a little. You're going to lift up, squeeze, 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 and then bring it down. Nice job. Pressing back into a shell stretch or child's pose, whatever feels good for you here. Coming into your breath, taking a nice big breath in through the nose and exhaling it out. Breathing it in and breathing it out. If being belly down feels great, stay that way. Just walk your hands over to the right. If you don't love being belly down, you're welcome to come onto your back and take a knee twist over to the right. Wherever you are, take a nice big breath in here and exhale it out. Walking your hands through center all the way over to the left, and then feel that right hip drawing back. If you're on your back, you're just taking your knee twist the other way. Breathing in and breathing out. Walking your hands back to center, we're going to come onto hands and knees. You're going to place your left knee right in the middle of your mat. Your right knee is going to come behind that. Does that make sense? So left leg was right in the middle, right leg comes behind. You're going to open those shins wide and then start to sit back. Now there might be like, Dom, I did not decide to be a pretzel today, in which case just take the right leg forward. You can plant the left foot down, yeah? But my hope for us is that we're feeling a pretty decent sized glute stretch. And if your hips feel really super wonky, you can pull a blanket in or a pillow. Maybe ever so slightly tipping this shape forward. Feeling a bit of glute stretch there, yeah? And again, that can look like right leg forward, left leg tucked in. Wherever you are in this shape, keep your legs where they are, ever so slightly. Right hand comes to right knee. Left hand is going to come behind you, sitting up tall and just taking a gentle twist around to the left. Perfect. Inhaling to be here. Exhaling it out. Bring yourself back to center. You can unravel your legs. Give them a little shakety shake shake. And then we meet back on hands and knees. So however you'd like to unravel the whole thing. Then your right leg is going to come to center. Left one is going to step behind it. Open those shins and feet as wide as you can and then walk yourself back down to your bum. If your hips are really super unlevel, slide a pillow under there, or again, you could release your left leg forward. So it's more like that. And then a little tip forward if you'd like to. If you have a straight leg, it'll be a little more hamstringy. If you have two bent knees, it'll be a more glute. Breath in here. Breath out. Bringing yourself upright and then nice gentle twist, left hand to left knee, right hand behind you. Trying to widen through those collarbones. You worked so hard today, from standing glutes and arms and shoulders and quads and inner thighs to being on the mat to working your abs. Thank you so much for being here with me, for being here for you. You're all done. Good job, team.